now we begin the fifth rotation with Brian Babcock. He was injured in '84, missed the games. He'll be 28 in '88, but wants to go.
In '88, I think I'll be just as young mentally as the other people I'll be competing with, and my body's going to hold out. There's not going to be any problem with that. You know, I'm trying to keep a positive outlook on that aspect, and it's getting better. I mean, my body's getting stronger. I'm doing better things now than what I did back when I perceived that I was healthy.
Well, he has had a lot of leg problems, spindly legs. He says it's bad landing gear. Brian Babcock on the vault.
Brian is a layout Sukahara. He did it quite well. It's not the most difficult of vaults. Each vault has a maximum score, and a layout Suk is not the most difficult. Brian gets good height and good rotation. His legs are just a little bit apart, and he just takes a little hop in the end.
The score for Brian Babcock, 9.15. That is going to drop him into third position right now because Dennis Hayden just scored a 9.7 on the pommel horse. This is brother Dan. He needs a 9.6, and he can move into second.
The Haydens are very good on pommel horse. They have great toe point and a lot of amplitude in their flares. He goes up to a handstand here, comes back down.
This has been a good event for the Americans.
It has been a very good event for us. In the Olympic Games, of the two medals given, Tim Daggett won one and I won the other.
Daggett's a bronze, Vidmar's a gold.
That was a great routine for Dan. I'm always impressed with their attention to detail. They always try to do each trick perfectly.
Coach Shoichi Tomita and brother Dennis, they are a triumvirate and a power to be in this sport. The score, 9.8 for Dan Hayden, and now he's moved into second place. And our leader, Tim Daggett, on the floor exercise, only needs an 8.25.
Ooh, that was a terrible mistake there. I think Tim meant to do a double layout, but he tucked his knees in way too soon and he over-rotated. That's not going to cost him the lead, but it certainly isn't going to give him a very good score on floor. Here's his flares. He does that very, very well. I think Tim just wants to finish this event. It's a weak event for him because of his bad ankles. He's made a lot of improvements, but he's always worried about re-injuring himself.
But Daggett very much wants this U.S. title. It's something he's never won before. It'll give him reason to continue in the sport.
This is a new routine for Tim. I haven't seen him ever do this side pass before. It's a pike straddle side flip. He stumbled a little bit there. This is Tim's weakest routine so far of the competition. I think he'll be happy to get it over with. Here comes his dismount. It's a double back flip. Oh, and he stumbles forward. This is not going to be a good score. I just don't think it'll cost him the lead, though.
Up to now, his lowest score at 9.45.
Watched him tuck his knees in too soon. It really isn't a double layout. It's just a double tuck practically, and he goes way out of bounds.
His score, 8.85. He still holds on to the lead. And this is Phil Cahoy getting ready for the pommel horse. He dreams of making the '88 Olympic team, but he's starting medical school in the fall. Mixing those two is going to be difficult.
This very likely might be my last year of competition if medical school seems to be really tough. So if I do well in this meet, I'll be happy to say I've achieved all I can in gymnastics. I've made an Olympic team. I've made 5 world championship teams. I've done well in national competitions. I have nothing, but good to look back at my career, and I can end it this way.
And I would love to see him be able to continue, Peter. I think he's really one of the fine men in this sport.
And this is one of the events where Phil really stands out. He's great on pommel horse. He's tall, he's long and lanky, and he really gets a good swing going. He covers all areas of the horse. Does a lot of Russian work. Here's his flares and some nice high scissors.
He's been working to improve his strength since graduating from school a year ago.
And that was a great set.
Phil Cahoy obviously pleased with it. The score, 9.85, one of the highest performances of the meet. Congratulations by his look-alike dad. In the fifth rotation, the Haydens making a charge on the pommel horse, but some trouble for our two leaders. I'm talking about Tim Daggett and Brian Babcock.
Yeah, Brian had a very weak vault, but Tim almost choked on floor. I think he was worried about his ankles, and he was just a little bit too soft on his landings and really did a lot of stumbling, but I think he'll be able to make it back for pommel horse.
Coming up, the last rotation to determine the winner of the men's all-around, right after this. Gymnastics Championships. We're starting the 6th and final rotation now. This is Scott Johnson getting ready for the high bar, the event that killed him in the compulsories. He only got a 6.8, and he needs to do well here, Peter, to stay in 18th and make the U.S. team.
Yeah, and I think there's only one trick that Scott's really worried about. It's coming up. It's a one-arm flyaway half twist. If Scott can catch this, he'll be breathing easy. Here's a one-arm giant. There's the one-arm. Oh, he's in good shape now. Now he's just got to get ready for the dismount. It's not a very difficult one for him. It's a half in, half out. And he lands it perfectly.
Enormous pressure there, and he delivers. Scott Johnson, gold medalist on the 84 team, a 9.35, and the smile says, whoop, I made it on the U.S. team again.
It's been a long day for Scott.
And this is Dan Hayden getting ready for the rings, his final performance, deep in thought.
One thing I concentrate before I go up is, one, I see myself do my mount, then I see myself stick my dismount, and then I go back to my mount, and then I begin.
And so that's what he has done on the rings. 8 feet in the air, he begins.
And rings is an excellent event for both Haydens. They have great body line, a good toe point, and they're very, very strong.
Well, I heard Dan talking about how he can do 20 handstand push-ups.
Yeah, I've been working out a little bit, but I'm not ready to challenge Dan for a contest right now. There's a good cross. A kip to an L. And now he presses up to a handstand, and he'll be setting up for his dismount.
Rings are supposed to remain as still as possible.
Nice, steady handstand again. I'm really impressed with how steady they are. They're so strong. And a beautiful double layout. That was a great routine.
Dan Hayden, the score, 9.7. Congratulations by brother Dennis, who just got a 9.6 on the rings. And they are now Dan in second, Dennis in third, as we move to our final competitor with a chance to invade the top 3. This is Brian Babcock on the parallel bars. If he gets a 10, he could tie for second, potentially move into first if Tim Daggett fell apart.
I don't know if Brian's going to get a 10, but he's off to an awfully good start. He's got great body line. Beautiful Diamidov, another Diamidov. Front uprise, swing pirouette. Brian's really handling the pressure right now. A stutz, a back toss, and a double back dismount, and a perfect landing. What a great routine.
Brian Babcock, the 85 champion, his score 9.65, and right now that ties him with Dennis Hayden in third position, depending upon what this man does. And Tim Daggett refuses to crack under pressure.
I can't do that to myself. I've worked way too hard and spent too many long, hard hours on those little things to just blow it all and to forget everything. So you have to be fair to yourself, and you have to go for it. You just have to do what you can do. You practice hard, you should compete hard.
That's the theory, but can he make it happen? On the pommel horse, he's a bronze medalist in this event, but it is one that takes its toll.
Tim does a lot of work on one pommel. It's a very difficult routine. I think that most of the other competitors can't believe how long Tim's routine is. It builds to an incredible finish.
He needs a 9.2 to win the USA Championship.
I think at this point, all he'd have to do is get off, but look what he does instead. He does all these flares across the horse. He hops back to the middle. This is just unbelievable. A flare up to a handstand. What a great set.
The power, the strength, the determination of Tim Daggett. And the score, 9.9, the highest score of the men's meet. Tim Daggett, dressed to the 9 for his debut as USA champion. We'll be back with the final official results. You are looking at Tim Daggett, a very happy new United States men's gymnast, with his co-winners in second, Dan Hayden, Dennis Hayden, and Brian Babcock tied for third. Scott Johnson did make the U.S. team. Mary Lou visited with our champion.
Tim, first of all, congratulations. You had the best meet. Thank you very much, Mary Lou. It's the first time ever for me, so I'm really, really happy.
I bet you're excited. How do you think this is going to help your confidence now?
Oh, a real lot. You know, I've had some bad meets, and it's been because of some injuries and not enough time in the gym, but I'm ready, and I'm back in there, and I'm going to go for it.
Good luck, Tim.
Coming up now, the women's event finals in the vault, bar, beam, and floor exercise. But the women, just like the men, have also crowned an all-around champion here. And what a star she is, Mary Lou Retton. I'm talking about Jennifer Say.
Oh, she's terrific. Jennifer really had a fabulous competition here, especially when you consider Jennifer suffered a broken femur at the World Championships last year. She has made a super comeback here.
After the women's compulsories, the leader had been Do Yamashiro, but she couldn't rise to the occasion in the optionals, and Jennifer Say went to work right here on the balance beams.
She sure did. Jennifer had the pressure on her, but she works very well on the balance beam.
17 years old, only 5'1", 99 pounds, just came off her first full year on the U.S. team.
Jennifer's coming up for a back walkover, back straddle down. If you're crooked on this move, you're in trouble. That was very nice. Up into a needle scale.
She seems quite poised up there.
Oh, she looks very confident. She's coming up for a dismount, which is a round-off double full. Took a step. That was a great routine for Jennifer.
And that gave her the confidence to go on. In the floor exercise, though, some difficulties.
Jennifer has beautiful dance. If you watch the poise and the grace in her movements. Now watch her face after this tumbling pass. She's hurt her ankle. You can see that little grimace. It hurts her.
Jennifer Say's had many ankle injuries, but she must go on here. The title at stake.
When she got to her last pass, I think she was forced to cut back on the difficulty in her tumbling. See, she just does a single full, and you can see it in her face again. She was in some agony there. But she finished perfect.
The courage of Jennifer Say led her on to the title as Women's All-Around Champion of the USA. But the pain was a heavy price. And this was Hope Spivey, who started in third after the compulsories and managed to move up into second place. Oh, is she spunky?
Yes, she sure is. Watch this tumbling pass. Run off that handspring, full in, back out. Beautiful, and it was solid as a rock.
15 years old, 4'8", 81 pounds, and loves to dance.
She's small but mighty. She has good smooth dance in between her tumbling passes, which is very important in the floor exercise. She's doing front, round off flip-flop, double full. Good middle pass for Hope.
Before this competition, she called this the most important meet of her career. She wants to dazzle the judges.
And she sure did so. She's moving very well. She looks like she's having a good time right there, doesn't she?
Well, you were pretty good at playing to the crowd, I must say.
Well, it really helped me in ways. I had trouble with dance, though, myself. I really had to work hard on the dance part of it. I could tumble pretty well, but dancing was one of my weaknesses.
I didn't think you had any weaknesses. This, Hope Spivey, the women's all-around, her floor exercise final tumbling run coming up, and she scored here the highest floor exercise of the meet.
She ended with a double back somersault in the tuck position. A hard one to end with, I must say.
And with this impressive routine, helping to bring back the momentum to Eastern Gymnastics. Last year, the West won the title. This year, it's Jennifer Say and her parquet teammate Hope Spivey won too. And this is the young lady who became number 3. Brilliant in moving up from 12th after the compulsories. Also an Easterner, this is Joyce Wilburn.
Watch the power and the strength in this tumbling pass she's about to do. It's by far the most difficult in this competition. Here she goes. She's running. Punch front, round off flip-flop, full in, back out. Super. She's happy about that.
Something to marvel at. As explosive as 4th of July fireworks. Joyce Wilburn.
Boy, she is dynamic in everything she does.
And Mary Lou, it doesn't look like she has to work that hard at it.
No, if you watch, when she's running into her tumbling passes, she doesn't run that fast. It's amazing. Here she's getting ready for her second.
A stroll.
Yeah, double full. Stuck it.
And she's saving the toughest part for the last. A tumbling run that very few women in the world can do, and one of them I know was an old rival of yours, Katerina Szabo.
Yes, you're right. Joyce is going to attempt to finish with a full in, back out. And you can tell in her dance that she is trying to hold back, saving her energy. It's a little choppy, and she's not putting as much into it as she should.
If she could bring the dance up to the tumbling. she'd be something else.
Oh, she would. And she will, I'm sure. Here she comes. Now watch this pass. I get excited every time I see it. She's running. Run on flip-flop. Pull him back out. Look at how high. She finished the trick. She did step out of bounds, but what an ending.
The amazing Joyce Wilburn, third place in the women's all-around. Something else.